Now, let's have a chat to Mark Dolan. Our mate in the United Kingdom, he has a great YouTube show. It is, funnily enough, called The Mark Dolan Show. And there he is, pearly whites, lovely glasses and a beautiful smile, big fella. How does it work out that a woman ends up getting in trouble for the Union Jack in the United Kingdom?
Welcome to the clown world. The reason I think you get me on here, Paul, on a regular basis is so that you can have a good laugh at us Poms and just to demonstrate how we have completely lost the plot. I've got to say, if it wasn't more complicated to live in Australia, I'd be moving there now. So obviously, you guys have been discussing tensions around immigration in Australia, and it's an issue across the world right now. But in Britain, it's 10 times worse. So the figures are extraordinary. 35,000 illegal immigrants are currently being accommodated in 4- and 5-star hotels in the UK at a cost of billions to the taxpayer. So there's a lot of anger. And the female organizer, this is a woman and a mother who is a normal member of the public, and she's furious about the threat to her community of these migrant hotels and indeed the safety of women and children. So she had the temerity to wave the Union Jack, the British flag, from a council building, which is obviously public state property, the Union flag, a flag that we're proud of, right? Can you? So what happened? She was seized by police for having, the cheek to be patriotic, taken away, Paul, and bundled into the back of a van. This is Britain in 2025. Obviously, the cops have defended their actions, saying she was in breach of some public order. But the optics of this are a disaster because it looks like a crime to wave your flag. And Elon Musk, Paul, has stepped into the row because he shared a post on X showing a pro-Palestine protester climbing on a war memorial in central London and waving the Palestinian flag. And guess what? No arrest. Yeah. So the politics of this is terrible. Major political headache for Keir Starmer.
Well, and rightly so. You would imagine that this thing just gets, taken back, whatever needs to be taken back as fast as possible. The idea that it's gone on long enough for us to talk, for him to respond, just ridiculous. By the way, who is going on that rural England is apparently too white?
Yeah, well, this is absolute comedy gold. So what is racist today, Paul? Knitting, is that racist? Flour arranging, putting milk in your tea with the bag still in the cup. What is racist? Well, let me tell you, it is the countryside, right? And I don't know if it's the sheep or the cows that are far right. Obviously, they're apparently causing global warming, which is in itself a conservative problem. So there's been a crazy woke report from the University of Leicester's Centre for Hate Studies. Now, there's a red flag, right? The Centre for Hate Studies, because the word hate, as you know, has been leveraged against anyone that challenges the elite left-wing consensus that dominates the political and media class. If you say there are two sexes, that's hate. Borders are there for a reason, that's hate. Well, Western history is complex but largely positive, that's hate too. But now the latest thing that they've trained their eyes on is the countryside, right? Rural racism. Now, I'm very confused because I spend a lot of time in the countryside here in Britain, Paul, and I don't remember checkpoints for people of colour. And I don't remember racist sheep and racist cows. What this is just another report. And the issue we've got in Britain is that we're paying for this rubbish because it's the University of Leicester. So it's all subsidized by the taxpayer to make British people hate themselves. Academics said that ethnic minority communities face challenges in the countryside because rural England is overwhelmingly white. This creates feelings of discomfort. Now, wait a minute. If you're a person of color, if you're uncomfortable around white people, is that not in itself the very definition of racism? Make it make sense.
Yeah. Look, perhaps I'm just trying to think as a person who, has been lucky enough to go through the countryside of the UK. Maybe it's the fact that, we know that walls are racist and Hadrian's Wall, it's not as big as it used to be. It still exists in a big part. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the 1+1. What about this bloke, very obviously caught on television, for some reason, despite the fact he's the CEO of a company, yanking the hat of the professional tennis player off the kid who clearly deserved? What a proverbial, rhymes with ick. What's he saying, apart from, oops?
Sorry seems to be the hardest word. Basically, this guy knows that he's in trouble. There was an earlier post in which, crazily, he tried to dig in and defend his position. I mean, he's basically stolen this souvenir cap from a small child. He's literally taken the metaphorical candy from a kid. And he now knows that his business is under threat because people are talking about a boycott of his paving company, which is worth an absolute fortune. His marriage is under pressure. His wife is furious. So he has apologized. He's given the cap back to the kid. The kid himself has also met the tennis player involved. And, you know, obviously it was a bit of a shock for the poor boy. And they've done the right thing by apologize and give him souvenirs, all the rest of it. But what a bully. What a thug. I will say, though, that this guy has probably paid a high enough price now. He's been judged by the court of public opinion. There are some people, Paul, on social media who are saying, don't use his paving company. And there's also been death threats. And I think, you know, can we please get this in perspective? He's an oaf. He's a fool. He's an ignoramus. But, you know, he's not broken any laws. Let the guy apologize. Can we please move on? What I will say, Paul, he's lost this one game, set, and match.
Oh, ding, 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 ding. More of that on the Mark Dolan Show on YouTube. We'll see you very soon, mate. I appreciate it. How good is that bloke? We'll talk to him again from the UK very soon.